How's it going, you guys? It's your host, Daisha Breedlove, and I am back with another inspirational quote of the month. Okay. Now, I haven't seen you guys since January, and the year is already kicking off. Q1 is going fast. Okay. So, like I said, every month I'm going to be giving you guys three different ways on three different topics that can inspire, uplift, help make your life a better one. So, since I didn't see y'all for February, I'm going to reiterate the quote of the February, and I'm going to go back and talk to you guys about that one, which was three ways to trust the unexpected when divine timing redirects your path. Okay. So I'm referring to my website right now. So if you guys do see me looking over to the left, I'm actually referring to what I wrote because again, you guys, you can actually check out the visual on breedloveenterprises.com. Go to the quote of the month and you'll actually see the quote of the month for February. But again, life is unexpected. Again, it's always something that does happen. So even though I plan to do a video for February, sometimes things don't always happen as we plan. So you kind of got to adjust. That doesn't mean I'm not going to do it, or that doesn't mean you're not going to do it. But that means sometimes it may be a little bit later, and that's okay. Again, better late than never. So I'm learning to kind of just go with the flow. And if it's just not the right timing, it's not the right timing. Okay. Because February, ladies, guys, fellas, it was insane, okay? And we're going to touch base on that later. Oh, my goodness. I have a surprise I cannot wait to share with you guys. But yes, I planned to record in February, but that did not happen. And it doesn't matter because these three things I'm going to talk to you guys about are going to be things that can inspire for future generations to come. It never expires, okay? It inspires and never expires, okay? So you can kind of refer to this video as long as you want in the future, again, or as soon as you want, but like I said, the things that I do speak to you guys about, it is going to be things that you can always refer to, right? Okay, so it doesn't matter what month it is, it doesn't matter what year. So I'm going to stop putting the months on things because, like I said, it may be old to you, it may be new to somebody else, it may be new to somebody else, it may be old to somebody else. You never know. It's a million of people out there, and like I said, this video is going to reach who is meant to reach. Okay, so like I said, the quote of the month for this month is going to be three ways to trust the unexpected when divine timing redirects your path. Okay, so I'm just going to say Q1. All right, again, I'm going to be divided into quarters. So I do have another one that's for March, but again, it's still going to be part of the Q1 series. Okay, so the second video for the Q1 series, again, I did make one for January. So you guys already seen the one before that one. And if you haven't, you can always refer to the future, to my previous videos. And you can refer to the future videos as well, because they are going to be coming up. So you will be seeing them actually loading. I'll do like a little preview, like a little teaser, so you guys can kind of get prepared and actually know when it launches. But this one, again, is three ways to trust the unexpected when divine timing redirects your path. Okay. So guys, I always like to start with a quote. All right. And this quote is, sometimes the unexpected isn't disruption, it's divine redirection. Okay. So again, I'm going to say it again. Sometimes the unexpected isn't disruption, it's divine redirection. And with that being said, we could try to plan as much as we want, but it doesn't always happen that way. Again, the higher power always has the final say. So whoever you believe in, whoever you pray to, whatever keeps you going in this lifetime, because if you don't have a higher being that you pray to or who you meditate with, whatever you believe in, you got to believe in something. Who you're going to be lost in the sauce, baby. You are going to be lost in the sauce. So whoever you pray to at night, whatever that name actually consists of, what's personal to you. We can try to plan, like I said, as much as we want to, but unfortunately it isn't always like that. And again, I'm a Taurus, so I love planning. Okay. But like I said, at the end of the day, what's meant to be is going to be, and what's not meant to be is not going to be. But I realize we're all being divinely guided. So that's why I really want to make this video, you guys, and just let you know again how to go with the flow when life hits you in unexpected ways. Okay. So again, if you go to February, the quote of the month, on breedloveenterprises.com, you will see the three ways to trust the unexpected. And that's, again, when divine timing redirects your path. We're going in a different direction, okay? So I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but I'm definitely going to go a little bit in depth on each point. And it's going to be three of those, okay? So number one, trust divine timing. I'm going to say it again. Number one, trust divine timing, okay? Sometimes things don't go as planned, and that is okay. At the moment, it feel like it feels like hell. Let's just be honest. It does feel like hell. But when you actually really do go in depth and you look back later after that terrible moment passes through, and it may not even be a terrible moment, but the moment that we didn't plan actually passes, you're like, oh, okay. I see why that happened. I see what you were doing there. Rather it's to inspire, rather it's to uplift, rather it's to teach you a skill that you didn't know you have, whether it's to teach you the strength you didn't know you have. Everything happens for a reason. And I'm just sorry to say, what doesn't kill us literally makes us stronger. Because sometimes it's like when we're forced to kind of show our strength where we don't have a choice, you realize you actually are made of a lot of stuff that you didn't even know you were made of. And sometimes it takes being pushed off that ledge, especially with me. Because again, if like I said, I'm a Taurus and I'm going to go back to the astrology sign. If it was up to me, I would always go the safe route. I would always go what I'm comfortable with. I would always go what I'm used to, right? It's like, oh, I know this path. I'm going to go the safe route. I don't want to take no chances. That's not a part of life. That's not growing. Because how will you know what's on the other side if you don't take that unexpected risk? Or if you don't want to take it, you're forced to take it. So just know that you're always being divinely guided. And again, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Okay. What literally doesn't kill you make you stronger. And that's a part of life. That's what makes life colorful. So embracing those unknown moments, those unexpected moments, that is what life is about. And if you ain't, again, living like that, I don't know, it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. So learn to expect the unexpected again. And that's what, and cherish that moment, even if it's tough. Again, like, it's like, instead of getting upset and saying, why me? Why does this happen? I planned it to go this way. I wanted it to go this moment. Just take a moment and be like, you know what? Okay. I did expect it to go like this. I wasn't expecting it to go like that. But you know what? I'm going to surrender. And I'm going to embrace this moment because you know what? I have so much faith. I know that there's something on the other side of that door that's really going to show me something that I didn't even know I was made of. And my life has always been like that, believe it or not. So number one is just trust divine timing, baby. Like, again, that's being in that divine feminine energy. That's being in that divine masculine energy, not stressing about nothing. Because that will, I'm telling you, life is going to always throw you curveballs. So if you are an emotional wreck, or you upset and you're mad and life is over because it didn't go the way as you planned, you're going to live a tough life. Because life, that's what makes life, those unexpected moments. So trust divine timing, tap into that faith. And again, embrace the unknown, because those unexpected moments really do show you what you're made of. Okay. All right. So that's number one, trust divine timing, trust divine timing. Okay. Number two, it kind of piggybacks off number one, which is trust divine timing. Whew. And this was one I had to learn. I had to learn this one, you guys. Okay. This one is release the need to control everything. Release the need to control everything. That was a big one for me because, oh my goodness, y'all, when I don't have control, I'm scared. I am scared. And I'm not the only one. As an entrepreneur, you know, as, again, a woman who has literally been on her own since 18, and even, you know, the relationships that I've been in, that was something that I really had to kind of just learn. And that's also part of being in that divine feminine energy, releasing the need to control everything. Because if you're being divinely guided, which is point number one, you don't need to control everything. You can only focus what you can control. Only thing you can control is how you react, how you show up as your best self, putting your best foot forward. You can control that. Okay, and you can also control, again, how you show up in the world, how you process things. Again, which also kind of goes back onto how you react. Again, if I know I'm putting my best foot forward in everything that I do, I'm doing the right thing, I'm coming with positive energy, my conscience is clear. So everything that does happen after that, it's out of my control. I focused on what I can control. So you got to let go of the need to control everything that is out of your control. You can control how other people react to how you act, how you show up, whether people receive that or not. You know, as long as you show up, you could be doing the right thing. So, for example, you're giving something to somebody. You're giving them your best self. You're nice. You're kind. You're smiling. You know, you're doing whatever they ask of you. You focused on what you can control. You listen. Your conscience is clear because it's like, you know what? I know I put my best foot forward. Whatever happens after that is out of my control. Whether they want to receive it, whether they want to return the favor, whether that person wants to treat you right as well, that's out of your control. Whether that person wants to do the right thing, that's their life. So you can't control nobody else's actions. And that's something that I had to learn. I can only focus on me. Now you could give your opinion on how you feel about something. You can do that. But as far as controlling another human being or controlling a situation that is out of your power, if we're being divinely guided, why even trip? All you can do is focus on you, how you show up, how you speak, how you treat others. That's really what matters. And anything out of that, don't stress about. My conscience is clear. I know I'm going to attract all the good things that come with that because, listen, I know I put my best foot forward. That is law of attraction. You showing up smiling, you know, you got good energy, you know what I mean? You showing up doing the right thing. That's all you can control. So release the need. I can't speak today. Release the need to control everything because, again, a lot of things are out of your control. Don't try to control nobody else. Don't try to control what happens tomorrow. Focus on what happens today. As long as you try your best and you giving 100%, that's all that matters. Okay. So it's like I said in the quote, when we try to control every outcome, you are going to drive yourself crazy. When you try to say, I did this, so you should do this. You can't control that person. You can't control that man. You can't control that woman. You can't control that job. You can't control how it turned out. Again, long as you're doing the right thing, your life is going to be good. So that's what I realized. I can't control everything that's out of my power. I can only focus on what I can control, and that's how I show up and what the things that I do in my life. So don't stress yourself out, okay? Don't stress yourself out. All right, and again, trusting the unexpected goes back into letting everything unfold naturally because what's meant to be is going to be. What's not meant to be is not going to be, okay? So keep that in mind. What's not going to be is not going to be. What's meant to be will be. And it always happens like that because we're being divinely guided. That goes back to having faith, okay? So number 2 is releasing the need to control everything. I'm not going to keep y'all too long, but I just want to, make sure that we got that. Release the need to control everything, okay? Otherwise, again, it's going to be a tough life, okay? All right, last but not least, see the lesson in surprise. So this follows up with everything I've been saying. See the lesson in surprise. There's always a brighter side to those tough moments. It's always going to get better. When you got faith, when you are highly favored and you really tapped in to that divine feminine, to that divine masculine energy, it always gets better and better and better and better. Let the tough moments pass. Let the tough moments pass. And that's something I had to realize as well. It's not going to always be like this. That's life. It's going to be ups. It's going to be downs. It's going to be ups. It's going to be downs. Again, that's what makes life colorful. Otherwise, life would be boring. Why do you think the most successful people who are the richest, you still see them committing suicide and doing all this crazy stuff? Because money don't buy happiness. It's a boring life. Everything's going so perfect in their life. They want something bad to happen. It's like, please put me in the on the news or let me do something. All right, to make life a little bit interesting. When life is just a straight line and everything is perfect, it's pretty flat. But when you go through those tough moments, or when you reach that level of success, or you reach that level of happiness, you're like, wow. I remember when I was feeling so low and I kept my faith, but I was like, when is this storm gonna pass? So just know it's always a brighter side to the end of the story. And that all goes with having faith. Don't let it take you out. You got to be strong during those tough moments, okay? Breathe. Meditation is something I'm really, really big on now. Okay, breathing. Talk to that higher power. Ask them, why is this happening? This too shall pass. You get the strong. The higher power gives his strongest battles to his toughest soldiers, okay? Again, the higher power gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. Remember that. So it ain't nothing that you can't handle. You strong. You was built for this. You was built for this. Ain't nothing gonna take you out. So keep that in mind, okay? So see the lesson in a surprise. And like I said, it's a reason behind it all, whether that's meant to teach somebody, inspire somebody, to go back on your story. People love stories. People love stories. Where was she before this? Where was he before that? If you don't got a story, it's like, okay. So you always been there. You can share with your kids. You can share with future generations to come. That's inspiring. Everybody got to start from the bottom. You know what I mean? And some people don't. Some people are looking and start from the top. But it's like when you build that house brick by brick by brick by brick, and really just get through those tough moments, waiting to see the other side of the fence, life it continues to get better. So keep the faith, see the lesson in surprise. And like I said, it says in the quote when you go on there, expect moments that often carry a message or an opportunity for growth. Instead of resisting them, ask, what is this moment trying to teach me? So sometimes you got to pause. When it's getting tough, you're like, okay, I've been going through the same problems for a long time. What is the higher power trying to teach me? This keeps on happening to me. You got to really ask yourself, okay, because you're going to keep getting those lessons. Sometimes they're going to be harder and harder and harder and harder. So they're screaming at you. And it's like, okay, I done got the heck knocked out of me. Like, what is the higher power trying to teach me? Until you get that lesson. And once you get it, you're like, oh, okay. All right. This is meant for growth. And it gets better. So in conclusion, trust the process, embrace the moment. This too shall pass. Okay. Don't run from it. Don't give up. Don't let it take you out. Don't let it take you out. Because it could take us out if we let it. Okay. So again, just remember, we always end up where we should be. Right where we should be. Okay. We always end up where we should be. So I love you guys. Again, as always, continue to breed love. And like I said, if you want to check out the written quote for February 2026, again, it's 3 ways to trust the unexpected and embrace the divine timing when it redirects your path. Okay. So again, 3 ways to trust the unexpected when divine timing redirects your path. I'm going to say it one more time. 3 ways to trust unexpected when divine timing redirects your path. Okay. So I just gave y'all 3 ways to do that. Save this. All right. Refer back to it when you need some motivation, when you need some inspiration. Okay. And again, I love talking with you guys. Like I said, it may not always be on schedule, but I'm going to make sure I always show up for y'all. And I cannot wait to share this exciting news with you guys because the quotes that I do talk to y'all about, it's also me learning and going through and healing through this stuff at the same time. Because like I said, I done had a lot of stuff that I didn't plan happen. Okay. So, but it's a blessing in disguise. And again, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So I love you guys. All right. And like I said, this is going to be a great year. So just trust that and keep the faith. Okay. Love you guys. As always, continue to breed love. Ciao. Until next time.